Hi everyone, welcome to the podcast Open My Chaos. I'm here with my co-host Diksha. We're gonna talk about a fancy, really a good topic today, which probably many people known before, and it's one of the topics was a real based on a real incident, and this was made into movies and a lot of other stories and things like that, and also this is one of the incidents that shook the world a little too much to a point where there were a lot of copycats and there was a lot of people pretending to be this massacre or this person. So look, I'll let Diksh have it talk about it. How are you, Diksh?
I'm good, mate. Guys, we're gonna talk about Zodiac Killer today, which is one of the famous serial killer in America, and it's a bit interesting case because the thing with the Zodiac Killer that till now no one knows that who's the Zodiac Killer. So they haven't found the Zodiac Killer yet, and the serial killings he have done is from 1968 till 1970, but he used to send a sapphire, yeah, to the police, yeah, and then he did it till 70, 74. So we're gonna go more deep into that serial killing, and more like we're gonna discuss about what psychology behind it, or like what that killer motive behind it and why he was doing it. So
Yeah, I could give it. It's really scary. It's a look. A lot of people who around that time actually was afraid because he would send random cryptic messages to the newspapers, and
yeah,
it comes out in the newspaper for people to solve. And it's I think people were really shaken because you never know who's the next victim. So yeah, look, it is still and one of the unsolved mysteries. So yeah, yeah. Tell me, Diksh.
yeah, so what he used to do, so we'll talk about him a bit, like what his patterns of killing and stuff as well. So what he used to do, so the first killing he have done, he killed one man and woman. So I reckon it's in the lakeside or somewhere place in America. San Francisco, yeah, or probably California. I don't know either of that. I can't remember the top of my head. And then so these two couple was going in the car, and then that killer follows them up.
Yeah.
And then after that, while he's following them, the couple can realize that someone is following us from the behind. Yeah. And then they park in the parking lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, they stop. And the killer, so that Zodiac Killer, he come around, he parked his car on the side.
Yeah.
Then after that, he just seen them, he went back. So the couple was like, oh, maybe we just misunderstanding it. Like, maybe he's not following us or something. But after 5-10 minutes that he come back, and then he parked the car behind them. Yeah, behind them. So it blocks their pathway from the back. So he parked the car behind them, so they can't reverse the car or go anyway. Then he turned on his headlights, so which was flashing in the lights on their mirror.
It's really
Yeah, you have seen those people who beam up. Sometimes they beam you up.
one of the I hate when people do that.
Yeah.
Turn the
brightness, and you can't even see like who's behind and stuff. So he came out of the car, he shoot the gun, he actually fired like maybe 7-8 rounds of bullet to the woman. Then he did it to the man as well, the same rounds of bullet. And then actually in the first one he ended up killing them. Yeah, so like imagine like how scary it is. Like you don't know the person, randomly just driving a car in Ballarat,
Yeah.
and then someone come behind you and then just shoot you up.
There's a lot of weird people out there, right? I think it's
Yeah.
not a coincidence anymore. Yeah, look, and that was a big mystery for a lot of people back in the day because
Yeah.
they didn't know what's the motive or anything because
Yeah,
it was so random. So and the only thing they could get from that murder site was the bullet casing
yeah,
and nothing else to be honest, because everything he was really he's really what I get to know is that he's well prepared, quite disciplined, like a routine, like that's what the image and like the description from his actions that the police was able to get because he didn't leave any trails or anything or nothing as a typical incident would happen, like blood trails or
No.
there's no fingerprints or nothing. So he's a really, really, really smart man with really extremely smart to a point it's dangerous. So
Yeah, because most of the so his pattern of killing was like he's doing most of the kill is killing in out regions. So like he's not doing them in the posh area and stuff. So he was doing in places where there's less people and like someone like driving alone in the bushes and stuff. So like his pattern was clear, like his motive was clear, to kill the people where no one sees him, you know. But interesting fact is that there is a few like two or three of his I reckon victims have survived. Yeah, and then they have made a sketch of him,
Yeah.
and then with so police had a sketch like how it looks like and stuff. So they describe him like somewhere he wear the mask, somewhere they can see him wearing glasses, you know. And so they got a bit of appearance of it in a sketch form. And then after that, so what happened that he did the first killing, he killed two people.
Yeah.
And what he did, he sent an sapphire to the police station.
Yeah.
And committing to it and said like, I have done it. Yeah. And then imagine like being a police officer, mate, like you are working on the case, two people dies, and then random person claiming and saying that yes, I have done it, you know, like you would be doubting it.
Cryptic, to be honest. I think it's like Morse code, something like that. Like,
Yeah.
not sure. And I believe he would send it after every kill, and I think no one could crack it because it was too complicated. And I think the only person that people get, I think I think it was really confusing with the police because they don't know what all these codes mean because it's too unknown for them for their role because look, it's a homicide, and if you have a serial killer who's killing people and you have something like a confession saying that this is the person, so and I believe they did send out like a the cryptic message in a paper just to find someone could decode it, and I believe a high school teacher was able to decode it, and that's really helped the police to know what this man all about. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yes.
So, like, he did the second killing. First, two people he killed, and then he killed two more people. Then he sent the sapphires to the police station,
Yeah.
saying that, like, owning that, saying that I killed them. Then police was like, nah, like, why would someone, you know, admit to their crime and stuff and send us these letters? So they actually told him through the news, because then he sent his police station and the newspaper as well,
Yeah.
and then requested news agencies to post it, like, you know. And back then like, there was a massive news around the country anyways, so they were keep publishing those fires for the population to just, you know, if someone can resolve them and stuff. So police was still not believing him that he's a killer. So one of the head officer actually told him, he said like, okay, if you are the killer, like, we don't, like, tell us more how he did it and what he did it. So actually he actually sent on more sapphires and letters and stuff to the police station, and actually he told how he did it, what he have done, how they have found the body. So he have given the details to the police, which only police knows and the forensic knows, like, apart from that no one knows. So actually by that time police was like, yeah, this is the man we are looking for, this is the person we are looking for, he is a killer. Yeah.
It's actually really funny that look, I haven't read about Zodiac Killer, but have you seen the movie The Zodiac?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's actually
Sorry.
so Zodiac is a movie which it's real like an actual movie based on which is actually about Zodiac Killer. So it's a really good movie to me. We got a great cast of people like Robert Downey Jr., aka Iron Man. So he's in there. Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk. Jake Gyllenhaal. Lot of A-list actors at that time, and this movie, watching the movie was really disturbing because some of the details were really good because like looking back on the look, I'm just telling you like I'm just talking about the things I got to know from the movie because I believe the Zodiac Killer was a military man, like he was a soldier or something, and he tried he like because they could find the footprint and it was actually like a military issue.
Oh.
And so that way only they could because the first time he killed, I think that was his ex-partner, I believe, because ex-partner and the boyfriend, because they were, I think she left him,
Hmm.
and I think it was a New Year's Eve or something, if I'm not wrong. And this young chap and the ex lover was were in the parking lot just talking, or who knows what they're doing. But the thing is, he found them. I think he stalked them a little bit, and he followed them, and that's how he killed them. Believe that's what I get. I believe, if I'm recalling, that's how he did. And the second one was basically. I believe he was driving by and he saw a couple in the next to a lake,
Yeah.
and he wore like a black mask with
Yeah, he was wearing.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the zodiac sign. And the funny fact, the zodiac sign from his cryptic, or like the cryptic messages, basically was based on a watch. The zodiac. It was actually there was a watch.
Oh, I didn't knew that. Like, I didn't knew that fact. Like, I have seen those ciphers, and I've seen those codings and stuff. I've seen the sign as well, because he used to leave that sign whenever he killed someone, and he used to leave that sign saying that it's me and stuff, you know. And there was a lot of murderers, and a lot of people have actually copy the sign and stuff, and they said, like, you know, to get away from the murders, like they did one murder and they actually like put the sign there and say that it's us and stuff. Yeah.
I think there was a lot of accidental death or gang wars or something that was actually they would put the zodiac sign and get away with it. And
Yeah.
the scary part was a lot of people were motivated by him as well.
It was.
There's a lot of copycats who tried to pretend like they were Zodiac Killer. And if I'm not wrong, there was a time where like there was a reward offered to find the Zodiac Killer, and police were too tired of the public calling them left and right, saying that I am the Zodiac Killer, I am the Zodiac Killer. For the reward, to be honest, I had
Yeah.
information of Zodiac Killer. So it was really hard for the police because, first of all, there's a lot of calls from random
Yeah.
people who just take the piss, to be honest. Like, they just want to have fun. But it's actually delayed the investigation because what they were telling, that basically there was a few of accurate information, but
Yeah.
it was considered as wrong because a lot of people, like, imagine you getting 10 calls.
Yeah, and then mad, like,
two of them are, two other ones are you, or like, I'll put a scenario for you. Like, imagine you are waiting for a call from the bank,
yeah.
and you get 10 private phone calls. You're gonna, and 10 of them were like prank calls or something, and 2 of them were actually the proper bank one. So if you see a pattern like, oh, it's prank call, prank call, prank call, you're not gonna take the phone.
Yeah, indeed, it was frustrating for them as well. I agree with you. And you know what? Another interesting fact about him was that he actually called the police station and called the news agency and said that he have planned the bomb
Yeah,
to the school.
Yeah.
And then all the parents and everyone was scared and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking, like, we know like his pattern of killing was like following the people, chasing them, just shooting them randomly and just disappear from there and leave his sign there. And then just he was doing a random killing without any motives and stuff. So what I was thinking, like, what is the psychology behind it? Like, what do you reckon, like, what he wanna achieve from it, Anthony?
I think the question is like, before we go into that, they haven't still found him. They haven't found
No,
the fella, so
no.
it's still a mystery. But they had a suspect, which was really not a suspect until the very last moment. But knowing that is just like the suspect was. They didn't have enough evidence to arrest him, so he was still a suspect. So looking behind it, look what I believe that there might be. Look, the first crime, which was which was out of passion, like out of jealousy too. I would say
Yeah.
because ex-partner, new boyfriend of the ex-partner, he might have got jealous, tried to like. There's a thing with, I think it's a it's a territorial thing for men. I believe like once they're not you, like once someone's not yours, they try to regain it. You can either have them or not have them. So I think some people have that intention,
Yeah.
like either you are mine or you not belong to no one. So I think that might be the reason why he killed. And maybe he might have found joy in that killing, because if you look at a lot of serial killers, they really enjoy taking life. You know?
I reckon my I like what I think is like my idea is different of him. What I think is that he enjoy that the power, like he enjoyed the control, that he was controlling the police like a puppets. He was enjoying that people were scared of him because his name was all over the news. He was getting aroused. Why would he send so many letters to the newspaper or police and then ask them to publish it? Because he was sitting there enjoying the show, like he's enjoying that aura, like he made up, like he's enjoying that popularity he gained from it. I don't think so enjoying the murder, but he was enjoying the popularity. But he was, because there was a fact that he in his letter says that he have killed 37 people, but police actually was only able to relate him with 5. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so police can only relate him with 5, but he was saying it's 37 killings, and they can't relate. Like, they couldn't find any of them evidence, or there was no evidence, or no other people dies and stuff. So
The thing is, he might be true, he might not be, but because we don't have any evidence to accuse him. So, but the questions, like, it's still like, if you look at any serial killers throughout history, like Jack the Ripper or any of them, they actually, some of them do it out of love of killing, taking the soul, because sometimes, look, I think I'm not sure which serial killers, they enjoy the power of being a god.
It is.
Because look, it's really hard to create life. It's really hard to create life, and it's easy to take life. So
Indeed, I agree with you.
So I think it's a fact that you need to realize, and you can't create life,
Yeah.
but you can take life. So I think
Yeah.
that's a power they can only have. So I think they enjoy that dynamic power thing, because they might be trying to fight their own demons, but they don't have a media to release it. So Jack the Ripper, he might have done it. Like, he used to kill prostitutes for fun. So they might be, look. It's really scary that, like, a human mind can actually correct someone.
And when I was doing a bit more research on that Zodiac Killer and stuff, and I realized that he, like, what people like psychologists and psychiatrists was saying, that he might have some antisocial traits, and he have a narcissistic personality. Because of that, he want to create that persona, that he's hold the power, and he was enjoying that people are scared of him and stuff, like,
Like, he's killing people. So I think you got a couple things here.
yeah, a couple issues with him. And other thing is that they have relate one person whose name was like Arthur Lee Allen. I'm assuming that was the name.
Arthur Lee Allen.
Yeah, so
That was the suspect thing.
suspect. He was a suspect, and he was a suspect till end. But what people say is that because at that time the forensic and technology was not that advanced, so they have found some DNA samples on the crime scene, but unfortunately none of them matches with Arthur. But the picture which they have, and that, like, other things, like, relates with him. So people say that he used to be in the service or something, government service. He was in the government service. So there's a lot of facts saying that he was not present in the service at that time when killings were happen, but they couldn't find any evidence which can prove him guilty, like forensic, like, his DNAs and fingerprints and stuff didn't match over there.
Yeah.
But again, that Zodiac Killer was so smart enough, and he knows what he's going out for, and he knows what he's doing for.
Yeah. Look, in the movie, look, I haven't read much research about him, but I did watch the movie. So in the movie, there was a big thing called, he was a big fan of reading, and one of the books he read was The Great Kill. So it's about humans being the dangerous animal, and hunting humans are the biggest the game for humans. So if you look I think the premise of the movie is that the premise of the book is basically like humans are the apex predators in the animal kingdom, which is true. I'm not denying that. Look, we destroy plants, we destroy everything, we kill animals for fun. We actually do a lot of this.
Yeah.
Like, we hunt animals, we endanger a lot of species. So the book says humans are the dangerous animals. So hunting humans, and it will be the biggest game, or the biggest thrill. So thrill is a big thing, to be honest. You get the adrenaline rush, and you get the spike. So a lot of people does things for adrenaline, like like sky jumping and things. So
Indeed, I reckon he must be doing that killing for that as well. I reckon like he was killing innocent people and he found an easy way was gone. Like he don't have to strangle them and he don't have to leave more proofs out there. He can just shoot them up 5 6 times, 5 6 rounds, done.
um, look, and it's look, killing. I think like I said, he there was nothing to prove him. He was the actual the killer, but the other thing I want to point out is that there was a scenario where he was killing random people, like 4 or 2, because he was trying to break the pattern. So, and back in the day, the jurisdiction was a big thing in America. So
Yeah.
they couldn't give evidence and things like it because I think one incident happened in the state of Nevada and the other incident happened in Los Angeles. So I think when you travel, the borders and rules changes from state to state. So there was a bit of gap in that at that time, which really delayed the investigation and things. I think he might have used it to escape.
Yeah, and you know what I think, like because as you say, is that a lot of people were copying him, and a lot of people were killing other people and just naming it as a Zodiac killing. So it would be a lot of confusion for the police as well, like what to believe, what is true, what is not, because
Absolutely.
there's a lot of evidence tampering there. Like if they have seen that 5 murders happen or 6 or 7 or how many they can relate with it, but because people are using the same pattern and then you're using the same science and stuff to prove that it's Zodiac killer, and then getting a benefit out of it. So actually police was, so maybe they found an evidence where that guy author was not there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the author guy was not there at that time when they're relating that to the killing. So like if police said, oh, he have done 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, so maybe 2 of them proves that he did, but maybe 3 4 of them didn't. So maybe so because of that they can't say that he's a serial killer. You know what I mean? And but if they say that he is a killer, then he have to be present for all of those killings. So like it become complicated more when it's get into limelight and people have actually taken advantage of it and start using it for their own benefit. But I would still say is that like it would always remain unsolvable case because no one knows who that person was behind the mask. No one knows, like people who have seen the face, they remember it barely, because they were partially dead, to be honest, because he have shoot them as well.
I think if you're in shock, I think you don't register
Incidents,
your
yeah.
body's on a fight and flight mode,
Indeed.
and having that I think that just moved. That's all right. Yeah. Having that in that shock moment, the only thing the body is used to can do is either fight or flight.
Indeed,
So
true.
I think if you ask anyone in an accident or
Yeah.
or like an incident, like a fight or something, the details are really really diminishing. Like you don't get the exact events because
It did.
I think it's how the body copes to that stress because like if you're in a fight mode, you either make sure you either to fight them off and just save your life, or
Indeed.
if you're flight, you have to run fast as fast as you can to be
Yeah.
safe. Look, Zodiac killing is a big, scary. It really scared a lot of people because knowing the identity of that individual was so confusing for people because for a while the police said released the identity as a different like a different person with a different race and different sketching, and later they corrected it. So he was able to get away with a lot of times with that. And look, it shows us the power of brain, to be honest.
It is amazing, like how someone's brains can work and plan all those killing randomly, and then just wanna. I reckon it's more sort of out of the getting famous and getting limelight, and like people would get scared and power as well.
Yeah.
And I would always say is that that when human reached in the search of power, greediness, and like when they think they are the god and they have a right to kill themselves, like kill other people.
Yeah.
That's the moment then they start becoming a dangerous animal. They're not human anymore because they're thinking of being a human and emotion impaired by that time, because that's an animal act to kill the prey, they don't see like who's in front of them, and it's that because human have a brain to think like what's wrong and right, but when they just in the search of power, they just start killing people is like that's a huge I would say unfortunate fact about the humanity. Like they don't have any humanity in themselves.
Um, what I get to know, like the Arthur, the suspect, he was a really smart fella. Like he served in the army. If I'm not wrong, he worked on a lot of things. He worked on a projector or like a theater thing, which takes a lot of work. And look, for someone like it's really scary to know that someone like that, like your ordinary neighbor next door, might be a killer.
Indeed.
It,
Could be like who knows
yeah.
what
Look,
could be the possibility.
yeah, so the fact is that we need to, but the thing is, as humans, we are bound to trust people.
Yeah,
Like
indeed,
we are a social animal, and
worry about that.
we can't actually we can't live in a we can't live or survive by ourselves. We are social beings. We always been part of a tribe.
Yeah.
And look, if you look at, I'm not sure if you know about a dinosaur. I'm not sure the exact
Yeah.
fact. There's actually a dinosaur back in the Jurassic era who used to prey on little dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So it would go into little caves and make funny noises and like, as a sound as a prey.
Yeah.
So it would go into like dark caves, make like sound like little prey sound and lure the other dinosaurs.
Oh.
So, and then it attacks them, which is a common, which is if you look at like that, that's really smart. So the fact is that I am the Zodiac killing, the what we need to take from Zodiac killing is that the what we need to be careful all the time, and we need to how we need to find these early warning signs on someone. Like
Indeed. Like, actually, that's what I'm saying. That at the end of the day, if we just put it in a shell, is that he's still unidentified.
yeah,
He get the fame which he wanna get out of it. It's being decades and decades pass away, and we're still talking about him
yeah,
because he ended up doing something extraordinary, which is like unfortunate, not a good thing to do. Like no one have a right to kill someone for the fame and like whatever his mentality was, which is unfortunate. No one have a right to take human life.
yeah.
So my opinion on that is still that I reckon it was unfortunate at that time, because if he's in this era, definitely he'll get caught because forensic and technology is so advanced.
But I could disagree with that, Ditch, because
Yeah.
I think the look, he was smart. Don't get me wrong. The police was smart as well. They have a big force and they pooled a lot of resources to catch him. So the thing I would love to do is that he was a soldier. So do you reckon the PTSD might have a thing to do?
Could be a possibility that it can make him cruel. And he must have any traumas and stuff, and that trauma made him made him narcissistic, and that people become later and develop the personality, and some people don't get appraisal throughout their lives, and they just look forward to those I would say compliments and stuff, because of course people we are also saying he's smart and stuff, you know what I mean, like people on the like at that time in the news and everyone was saying that, oh, he's the person who was like the police, he was just running around police in the loop, like he was just sending them here and there, not giving, and actually because he was sending the sapphires which have like really hard to resolve, like it took people decades and decades, and there a lot of them are still unsolved. Who knows what he wrote on them? Like no one knows. Like I was looking into a few probably yesterday, and I was thinking, and I was like, what the heck it is, like, because sometimes he used to write with the letters like A, B, C, and sometimes he just make the symbols, and who knows like what symbols that means, like why that person is writing in a symbol, like what that mean. Like if I make a random symbol here, Anthony, would you identify what that mean? Yeah, so he was like he was using his own language, you know what I mean. So but I still would say that because the technology nowadays,
Yeah.
like people are making from one DNA to another species. They are like, so cloning and stuff. But at that time, the technology was not that advanced, and by the time, like with the, even if how much evidence they collect from there, but because those DNAs and sample like is so advanced now, and because at that time everything was not online.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nowadays, that's what I'm saying, like nowadays our fingerprints, our irises and everything, like if so we are online, like government have our records, so at that time government don't have records, they only on papers. So it will take someone to find someone on the papers, man, like in that millions of people is a task, but now it's just one thing in one computer, gone, done, found it. So I reckon the technology did play a huge role in that time.
Look at that thing. Technology do play a big factor in finding the incidents. I'll tell you a little incident that happened in Kerala, India. So basically, there was a murder happened, like a serial killing. Not a serial killing. There was a murder that was really unsolved because they couldn't find the. They know that they could find the culprit. They know the culprit, but they couldn't find where the culprit now. So basically, there was a lady who has a kid, and apparently the ex-partner or ex-lover, I'm not sure the whole story behind it, so killed the person and the kid, because I think there was something regarding DNA testing. Like I'm not sure about the whole story, but basically the murder happened in 2000, early 2000s, where computer was just coming up because the iPhone was in the thing, the phones was in the thing. So this person ran away, and they couldn't find the person anywhere because same thing. He was smart. He knows how to
Play the system.
Not system. Maybe trick the police to go on a chase on a random clue. So they, after 10 or 6 years, they stop because there's no end to it. Like it goes on a loop and loop. So they stopped it, and I think recently in 2025 or something, one of the police revisited the case, and the photo, the main thing is that there was a photo of that like culprit, which used so there was a photo of the culprit, and they used AI to age the culprit,
Yeah.
and so that they could find what he looks like in at the present.
See.
So what happened was they used a lot of prompts and everything
Yeah.
to change that. So this person at that time, this no, he was found guilty. So this criminal was he had like a small old passport size photo that the police had. So they were trying to find him, but he, like, you probably know it, the makeup and everything. You can hide. You can put a glass. You can put a
Yeah, and when you get age as well, like your skin and your like face and everything
Sure.
just change and stuff as well.
So what they use AI, used a lot of prompt. So they made like 10 possible looks for that person, and they sent to a lot of police, and randomly they found a wedding photo of that person, like
Oh.
like a wedding photo. They found the person in a other person's wedding, like in a wedding album. And AI picked it up, and the police went to investigate it, and they caught the criminal.
So that's what I'm saying. The same thing with Zodiac Killing. Like the person who was telling that, oh, he looks like this and stuff. Like if AI would be at that time, like AI would be able to create the person, like same exact person, as a photo, because there's few victims have told like how it looks like, but because of the technology, they couldn't. You know what I mean? So like, see again, I would say anything like. My opinion on that is that it's a mystery
Yeah.
that who the person is.
Yeah.
Somehow population believe that Arthur was the real killer,
Yeah.
but because they couldn't find the evidence and they couldn't ground him, and like juries and judges and stuff, like they all think like jury and stuff, like things like he's not a.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
if you're not found guilty, you're still a suspect.
Yeah.
So no one's a criminal until it's
Guilty, so we can't even say that he's a criminal either. So again, it will be the mystery.
Yeah.
And
And the thing is, I want to talk about something as well. Look, but one thing that I want to point out, but at the end, I think it was quite clear Arthur Lee was the Zodiac Killer, because
yeah,
because there used to be a writer who wrote the book on Zodiac Killer, and he used to get phone calls every day for like 20 years. Like he would call because back in the day, I believe you need to be on call for like 3 or 4 minutes to get tracking. So they'd be like, bam, he would call for like 2 minutes, heavy breathing, hung up. So they couldn't find it. So it was like a pattern for.
Yeah.
So
And now if someone calls, AI pick it up like this. Like AI would be like, oh, boom, seconds. It won't even take minutes, seconds. And you can track the location, track the person, and everything.
and what happened was basically when Arthur Lee died, the phone call stopped. So I think that'll be enough evidence to say that yes,
Yeah, he
Arthur Lee.
was. Yeah.
Look, I think we are getting to a topic which is really controversial, to be honest. AI, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, but again, say as I say, I would still like we would still say that he was suspect. We'll still say in our podcast he will be a suspect, but like we can't say he was a killer because of the like evidence shows that. But because it was never in the eye of law, he was never been found a criminal or never been found a guilty for that. So like I'll at the end I would add up one more thing that. Sending letters, whatever he did, whatever he kills people, whatever he get arousal out of it, whatever he did.
Sure.
But in the eye of, like I would say,
law?
law or like he get away from it, but probably he must be paying it somewhere. Like no one can get away from the.
He died. I think Arthur.
I know he's died, but I said like everyone have to die, and like that if someone believes in God, I believe in a God Lord. So actually, he's paying for his karma. His karma was bad, so he's paying for it. Yeah.
Oh, well, look, one thing a lot of soldiers said that is that like I was reading not reading, I was watching a thing in YouTube where a soldier was interviewed and he was telling that he was having PTSD post Vietnam War and things, and I think he became really humanitarian, really talked about human rights and things, and he said that when he came back to Vietnam, people congratulated him for killing people, not saving people.
Probably that's
Yeah.
add another thing.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I know that killing is bad, but again, the motive of it. Like, was he killing it for his own benefit?
But the thing is, imagine a person like, look, if you there's a big scientific study they did with toddlers. So if you look at a toddler and like the first years of age, they've been trying to walk, and you will be clapping and encouraging the kid when they step up. So
Yeah.
that really motivates the kid to get up and walk.
Yeah,
So it's the same thing with if you look at anything, but like I said, human mind perceive things differently.
Differently.
So imagine, like hypothetically, an individual who got really a lot of PTSD, really unwell, like there's a lot of mental health issues. For him, when he came back from war, you congratulate him for his service. But
Yeah.
on his mind, his only done was killing people. So you are, and when the rewarding stops, then what they normally do is they want to get that reward. I think it might be a little bit of that as well because it's a fascinating factor. Like I said, they did the research with like a scientific study with the kids.
Yeah.
So when they start congratulating the kid from walking or doing things, they progress, and once they don't, and they start doing it to please the audience.
Audience, yeah.
Like if you look at a kid, you can play with them, and if they fall, and you laugh,
Yeah.
they laugh, and they have a feedback like, oh, to make that mom or dad laugh, I need to fall again. So he'll do it again. So do again. He'll do again. So I think it's pretty much a human nature, I would say.
Yeah,
And
I agree with you.
I think, like I said, like the soldier said, everyone congratulated me for killing people, not saving life. So I think it's a really, really topic about how war and all that can affect one's mental health. To be honest, like PTSD, people used to call it shell shock. So, and there's a lot of stories about people who did tours and when they had the World War and things, they would change their face and everything because they would have gone as a young teenager with a full of life, trying to fight for a higher cause. come back as traumatized and really broken. So it shows how trauma can
Yeah,
destroy someone's life physically and mentally and
it can.
psychosocially.
It can.
And yeah, look, I think this one we went on a lot of things like AI
Indeed, we did a
yeah.
lot of bit of.
And look, I'm a big advocate of AI. I think we should not be scared of AI. AI is a tool, and I think we should embrace it as a tool. And look, AI with now we could have AI to help us with anything. So I think you may be right. Look, we can't predict the future, but I believe that AI can help solve a lot of crimes in the
Yeah,
future
it can. It
because
can.
nowadays there's cameras everywhere, Mike, and there's cameras that are if you like back in the day you could hijack a camera or hack it and stop it, but nowadays cameras with residual backup camera system. So you have two systems, like whereas a camera has a primary system and they have a secondary system. So you could hack the first system, and if the first system get closed or compromised, the second system opens up. So you actually create like a safe, like a backup plan.
Yeah, indeed.
So crime will look crime will be reduced, like petty thieves and people who.
Yeah.
But at the same time, really smart crime is going to happen because they, like I said, people are smarter nowadays than ever.
But I would still say that new technology and every like new DNA scannings and new fingerprint scanning system and that new online systems, like all the records are online now as well. It's easy for people to access and knows that police as well. Like it's easy for police to knows that who is the criminal and stuff. So like it is reduced from the past. Like if we see that there's a lot of serial killers were in the past and very famous. Now we don't see much. We still see them, but not much because they get caught early. But as you say, human mind is sharper than AI. Who knows what they're planning, what they're going on in there. But yeah, I really love chatting about it. And
Like yeah, it's a beautiful topic. I think
yeah,
the fact is that a lot of people knows this stuff.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if you ask like how it shows how influential and
yeah,
how scary it was because
yeah.
if you ask 10 people, eight of them will know about Zodiac Killer.
They
I
will.
think one or two would be the one who would be like, yeah, no, I don't know what that is
Yeah,
because
yeah,
there was a this was because the fact it was really scary and it actually happened. That's one of the reasons.
yeah,
Second of the reason, there was a good movie that made out of
yeah.
it.
Indeed,
So
indeed.
and there was a
I'll watch it actually after that. Yeah, I would love to watch it because
I mean,
yeah,
if you do love like yeah, watch it to be honest.
yeah, I would
have
actually.
have a research on the
Yeah.
thing, and when you watch it, you could see when you watch it like in a picture, you could actually see the lake, the setup, and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, because actually I just have done a bit of research and I have studied about him and did read the books and stuff, but haven't actually watched the movie.
Yeah.
I will try and watch it and see like what my opinion on it. But yeah, and thanks Anthony for good chat today. Actually, I really loved it. We had a good discussion on it.
And to everyone who's been listening, thanks for listening to us. It's been a pleasure to share this experience with you all because, like I said, it's a great privilege that we have to provide our experience and our thoughts to you guys, which a lot of people can't. And I think I feel it's an honor that you stick around at the end to listen to us. But if you stick around to the end, we really appreciate you guys for your support and everything. And till next time, we'll see you next time.
Yes, please like, subscribe the channel, and for the more interesting stories and fact on the Open Mic Chaos.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast Open Mic Chaos. I'm